Welcome to Book Time with Ryan. I am Ryan, and today I'm doing my top 10 books of 2025. What? It's so early. It's the first day of the year of 2026. Happy New Year's. Why am I doing it now? Well, last year I waited until May, which felt really late. Why did I wait that long? Because I just kept putting it off. So I decided I resolve to do this on the first day of the year. And here it is. Not the first part of the day, it's later in the day, but the first part of the year. I am doing the top 10 of 2025. Now, there are kind of rules I've developed over the years that I've done this. And this year they work, so I'm going to continue using them. This is my top 10 books of 2025 that were published in 2025. There may be other books there are definitely other books that I've read this year, or last year, last year that I liked more than some of the books on this list, but these are the books that were published in 2025 that were at my top of my list. And before we get started, I will have the reviews for these books linked in the description area down below. I would have them pop up during my thing, but there's 10 of them, and you can only do, I think, 5 or 6 of the pop-up things during your videos. So I will include them in the description area. Before I start, one of my favorite bluegrass bands, banjo players, Gabe Hirshfeld, who I consider a friend. He probably had a lot of people that consider him a friend, but I really liked him. He was very encouraging and engaged, 36 years old. He died a few days ago, and I felt really bad about that. So the song that I'm using for this video is from their band, the Lonely Heartstring Band. The intro, this is the first part of the video. I'm going to include his banjo break at the end of the video, so you can just hear a little bit of how he played. It doesn't come close to giving you the experience of watching him do this in person, because it was amazing to do it live. But it gives you just an idea, a small idea. So rest in peace to Gabe, and this video is dedicated to Gabe, who died far too soon. All right, so top 10 list, here we go. I'm not going to provide a whole lot of information, just a brief little bit, and then move on to the next book, because there's 10 of them. These are going to go from the 10th least favorite of the favorites to the most favorite. I wasn't sure how to describe that correctly. Hopefully that works. All right, so number 10. Who is Government? This is nonfiction, and this is by Michael Lewis. Who is Government? The Untold Story of Public Service. Certainly a year that it was helpful to have reminders of how great federal workers are in the U.S. government, and Michael Lewis compiled a number of short stories, or are they called short stories? I don't even know if they're called short stories. There are a number of people covered in this book, and different writers, different authors, but gathered by Michael Lewis. So that's number 10 on the list. I did enjoy it. It was good. The one thing that I have a problem with was this pin is backwards. If you're wearing it the other way, the US is backwards. That's it. Number 9, Fatherhood by Augustine Sedgwick. Fatherhood, A History of Love and Power. I am a dad. I thought this would be very helpful to learn about the history of fatherhood and how the roles of fathers have changed. It was a little different than I was expecting. It really kind of covered different descriptions of fatherhood over the years, but it was good. It was good. It just, I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe what I was expecting could never be done, which makes it hard to expect. Also nonfiction. Number 8, Careless People by Sarah Wynne Williams, a cautionary tale of power, greed, and lost idealism. It's a memoir, and I think it's about her time with Facebook. Is that right? It's been a while. Yeah. people were talking about it everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. And I decided to read it. I thought it was really interesting. Disturbing in some ways. But check it out. Careless People. That is number 8 on my top 10 nonfiction. Number 7, The Gales of November. The Untold Story of the Edmund Fitzgerald by John U. Bacon. Mine is signed. I saw him at Politics and Prose in Washington, D.C. And this is about the Edmund Fitzgerald sinking on the Great Lakes. Really interesting book, and something that I'd heard about the Edmund Fitzgerald for a long time, never bothered to read about it, finally did, and I really like the way that John Bacon covered this. And it was really interesting to see him speak, and I have a little bit of that included in my review from when I saw him speak. So check that out. Also, nonfiction. So far, we're at number 7, and 10 to 7 have been nonfiction. Number 6, also nonfiction. Fight! Inside the Wildest Battle for the White House by Jonathan Allen and Amy Parnes. Parnes? I really liked it. Mine is signed by the author. One of the authors. Jonathan Allen. And I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very open look at the election and the lead up to the last election in 2024 with some earlier stuff too. It's not Republican, it's not Democrat, it's just a look, just the facts. A lot of it was done sourced not off the record, deep background, but it's kind of what you have to do for these things. So, really good book, really interesting read. Not currently available on my channel, but it will be again. The review I did for that. All right, number 5, Clowntown by Mick Herron, author of Slow Horses. Okay, so Fight was nonfiction. This is the first fiction in my top 10. This is number 5. Most of the 1 through 5 are fictional. This is the Slow Horses, Slow Hoss series, the latest book in the series. It's a beautiful book too. You can't appreciate. I just love the colors, and it also has these like little water droplets that look real. And when I was reading this, sometimes I thought I got water on it, and I would wipe it, and it wasn't water. It was just the effect. It's so cool. But I've loved Slow Horses. I've done a number of reviews. There's a whole playlist. You know what? I'll include a link to the playlist. And this is the latest hard copy. So I'm ready for more, but I think I'm going to have to wait a year or two. That's the problem with catching up on a series. Then you get to the end and you're like, all right, ready for my next one. And then there are a couple short story ones that I'll be able to read. But that is number 5. Number 4, this is the final nonfiction. 1929 by Andrew Ross Sorkin. Inside the Greatest Crash in Wall Street History and How It Shattered a Nation. I really enjoyed this. I also saw Andrew Ross Sorkin at Politics and Prose in DC. It is signed. It's probably one of the weakest signatures I've ever seen. Certainly he can't use this when he's signing a check. This has got to be a quick signature they use for books. This was pre-signed when I went to the event, although he did sign my copy of Too Big to Fail, which I did appreciate. And 1929, the great stock market crash and the resulting Great Depression. He covered a few of the big players in this. I really like the way he did it. It's thick, but it's not, I don't know if the paper's really thick. It's like 600. It's not, I mean, there's a lot of endnotes, but it's a little over 450 pages maybe. It looks thick though, but really good. And if you don't know a lot about the 29 crash, this would be a nice, I don't know if it's a nice starter, but it's a nice addition at least. Number 3. Now this is a thick book, and it is actually thick. King's Sorrow by Joe Hill. Fiction. I don't remember if I said this, nonfiction. I think I did. This is fiction. Now look, these books look pretty similar in thickness. This one is like double the length, which means the paper has got to be really thin. And it doesn't have endnotes, so it is thick. And this is a signed first edition, which I got at Politics and Prose when I was there for the 1929 event. But it may have been when I was there for, I think it was for the 1929 event. Dragons, trolls, just so much good stuff. I really think, Joe, if you're watching this, you're not, but if you were watching this, it would be hilarious if you created an account on YouTube with the troll's name and you used it to troll people who did reviews on King Sorrow. That would be hilarious. Like mean trolling. You should do it with that name. It would be so funny. But I really enjoyed King Sorrow. My dad is either currently listening to this or has finished it. He is loving it too. So bring us more of this. King Sorrow may live. We don't know. Great book. Number 2. This is an interesting book for me. I will provide a link to something related to this besides my review in the description. But this is Ted Bell's Monarch by Ryan Steck. It's an Alex Hawke novel. Number 2 on my list for the year. And I love this. Now, I have talked about it in the past, and this is what I'll link to. Ted Bell meant a lot to me. Ted Bell died a few years ago now. And just his books started me reading, really. Late in my life. Not late in my life. I don't feel like I'm late in my life yet. But late in the time period where I would start reading, I came across Pirate, and I read that. And so much other stuff, everything he wrote, I read. And then he died. And Ryan Steck is a huge Ted Bell fan, a friend of Ted Bell's, and he took over the reins for the Alex Hawke novels. And I have to say, it can be nerve-wracking to have somebody take up your favorite author's series and hope that they stay true to the way the author did stuff. And Ryan Steck did. It reads like Ted Bell. I mean, it's amazing. So Monarch, I think this year, I keep saying, I'm thinking it's 2025, it's 2026. This year, I think the second book by Ryan Steck is going to come out in the series for Ted Bell. And I'm excited, so excited. Ryan does a great job with it. He has captured the voice of Ted Bell, and it's really reassuring for a Ted Bell fan. And Ryan does a great job writing. So he has written other stuff, and I plan to read some of that this year. So this is number 2. Amazing book. And number 1. Nick Harkaway's Sleeper Beach. My book is signed and limited edition from the UK. I don't even know if these came out in the US. They should have. But this is the... it says cross-genre brilliance from the superbly talented Nick Harkaway by William Gibson. Yeah. I mean, I think Nick has had the top spot each year that I've done these top 10. Right now, it feels like he's alternating between his stuff and then what he's done to take over the George Smiley stuff, the books that his father did, John le Carré, between Spy Who Came In From the Cold and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. There's a 10-year period, and the first book came out not last year, the year before, which was my number 1, and now this was last year. This is the sequel to Titanium Noir, which I loved, and I think was also maybe a top 10. I think it was number 1 the year before. I don't know. It was definitely a top. It was number 1. I just don't remember when. This picks up after that, and I love it. I want more. So Sleeper Beach, number 1 for this year, or for last year. There were so many. This is a unique top 10 for me because everything in it was great. And I know that kind of sounds weird with like, it's your top 10. Everything should be great. But unfortunately, the way I've been doing this, that's not necessarily true. If you look at my top 10 from last year, or I guess from the year before, there were books on there that probably wouldn't have been in my top 10 at all at any time. But this year I did feel like there were, all the top 10s are books I really enjoyed. And I look forward to, with some of them, the next book in the series. And for some of them, just how much I learned from those books this year. So that is my top 10 of 2025. You got it. Day 1 of 2026. I did not wait until May this year. You're welcome. Stay on and listen to the banjo break from Gabe Hirshfeld, because it's really great. And I think we lost Gabe way too early. He's younger than me, or was younger than me, and just health issues. And, you know, not only did we lose somebody who was amazing at this instrument and in the banjo community, but also like a really good person and really funny and has this really dry, deep sense of humor. So it was very accepting, very open to people from the outside. I'm not on the inside of the bluegrass community. I'm on the outside looking in, but it's a very accepting community, and the banjo community within that is also amazingly accepting. Gabe's signature is included in my Masters of the Five-String Banjo book, which I'll include right here. So just give it a listen. And thanks for being here today, and I will see you through 2026. Have a good one. Bye.
Steal the night from me.